I'm with you.
Oh.
And for me today looks like that day that you feel like you have been born anew. And I also ask you guys, let this movement be a liberating movement, not disappointing movements. We have very many movements in this country that will end up being disappointing. And I think that, Mzee, you said that you are now old. I want you to be born anew in one of us. Whoever will be taking over that newness in you, so that another 100 years from now, there will be somebody sitting like that next to you with the same vision, with the same values. He told me from a chief to member of parliament, no one can say that he stole anything from him. But many people can say that he served them. I am sure I'm saying, don't count your wealth in terms of what you have, but count your wealth in those people who say that you serve them. Because we do not have servants anymore. We just have runners, not leaders, runners. We have dealers. We don't have leaders. And I can tell you that Fred Ogola sitting here, wherever I'll go, I'll never be a dealer. I'll never ruin anyone. I have sacrificed myself. You saw what I mean?
Yes.
When you stand and tell the president the truth, you cannot be a rich man in this country. Haron Dumbi, I know you. You are a big name. What you have stood for cannot make you a rich man, especially economically. But you have a lot of social capital. All my team here respect you. When I mention your name, they respect the name. They have not asked me how much money you have.
No.
They have not asked me how many houses you own in Nairobi, but the name Haron Dubi is well respected. And the name Gitu is highly respected. I told somebody I was coming to see you, they told me to come with them, but I did not have your permission. So I just told them, when you're invited to a party,
Yes.
maybe you don't invite others. If I was Jesus, I could have invited them, and if wine is not enough, I could have performed a miracle. But because I cannot perform a miracle so far, I said actually I was invited by him, not even by you. But I have to thank you for that very much. I'm sure when I heard that you are coming asking, we were supposed to leave with George.
Yes.
But I said because you are coming,
Thank you.
it's good for us to wait until you also arrive.
So
And I just want to go quickly to introduce my team.
Okay.
Bush, sometimes he used to be called George Bush, but his name, Comrade Bush, are official names. Comrade Bush almost became the Senate Speaker in the current Senate. He contested against Kingi and Kalonzo, but he was the second after Kingi. He beat Kalonzo. So,
Good job.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Mzee, I have a gentleman that I found by God's grace. He's called Nelson.
Nelson.
Yes, if I want someone who can present my idea very politely, until even my enemies will hug him, I'll say Nelson. Nelson knows how to talk so nicely. When we started meeting with all kinds of elders, I gave Nelson their phone, because me, I got the phone, but for me, I talk, hey. So I gave Nelson their phone. From that day, they prefer Nelson talks to him. The Janabi, who is the spiritual leader of the Luo people, prefers to talk to Nelson Ochieng. And Nelson Ochieng is also a very good businessman. He controls the Mutinda and Korogocho business community, the Juakali sector, which in my Solomonic economic vision is the cottage industry in Kenya that can be converted to manufacturing.
Right.
People say Chinese and manufacturing. Chinese did not start by setting up a big factory.
No.
They started setting up by somebody sets a small factory to produce toothpick.
Yeah.
And then becomes an industry. Then you can export. So that Juakali you are sitting on, if I would be the head of this country, I would not even waste my time. If you sit with these people, they'll transform this economy. They know how to sell. They sell things that are even hard to sell to poor people. Can you imagine selling luxury to a poor person? A poor person, you sell them a suit. See, I see guys selling suits. How can a poor person buy a suit? You know, if you can be able to work with these people, you can transform the economy. I'm sure that's the end of my speech. I once more thank you very much. And Dota, That's a very good name. I'm sure that you are going to be with us in this other side. Don't go with Kalonzo. You know, our value proposition is called Hewa Mpya, fresh air.
Okay.
We have been breathing the air that is dirty from these guys. Look, from independence, they have been there.
Contaminated.
In fact, I've been saying Kenya is ready for change. You know, daughter, do you have a baby?
Yeah.
When children once be changed, when their diapers is wet, you cannot rest, isn't it?
True.
So that Kenya's diapers is now wet.
Mm.
So we want to change these kids now. And we are not waiting. That's why we are launching this thing now, to change now. Because when a child is in diapers, they can't sleep, they can't eat, they cannot have peace. We have no food, isn't it? We cannot settle. So we don't have to wait for 2027. Hiyo ni yao. Sisi tunatoa leo. So ikifika wakati, najua Kalonzo ni mzuri lakini ni mzuri kivyake, lakini tunataka fresh air. We need fresh breath.
Freshness, yeah.
And this freshness will not happen the way people happen. There will be a revolution in Kenya, mark my words. And this revolution will not be televised. You know the way people are saying, predicting. You'll just see breaking news. Revolution are never televised. You just say breaking news. There's a new formation like Senegal. Breaking news, isn't it? So there'll be breaking news. So we are waiting for that breaking news. Please join us,
Yes.
and we won't disappoint you.
Thank you.
Oh, asante sana. So I shall introduce wale. Nerito, I think you're next.
Ndio wa kusema.
And I come from Kabete. That's where I'm born
Oh yeah.
and raised. Lower Kabete.
Yes.
At a village they call Muto. That's where I am from. I'm a human rights defender. We used to be human rights activists. How we became defenders is another story, but it's not a bad story. And I've been an activist for quite a number of years, since the times of Freedom Corner, that is with Wangari Maathai and the mothers of political prisoners, Pale Freedom Corner. So that's since 91.
Wow.
I was a young guy, student at the Kenya Polytechnic,
Wearing some unkempt hair.
wearing some camped hair, and most of my time I spent at the Freedom Corner. How I passed, I don't know, but I passed. Because I would go and study at night and copy the notes and everything. But during the day, we would be there defending the women and fighting, you know, against the regime of Moi. When people talk about Ruto right now, of course, it's a scary thing that we are slipping back to the Kanu days. Moi was a brutal person. The regime was a brutal system. And this is what I'm feeling right now. Like we are going back to the same that we fought, I think, like 30 years ago. So before I go ahead, I have come along with Nerito Ndech. We call him Ndech. Everyone knows him as Ndech. Ndech. Now ne kumari to Derito. Sasa jina ya mtu anaitwa Ndech. When you look for Nerito, you might not get him. When you look for Ndech, you will get him. He's born and raised in Mathare, but originally they came from Nyeri. The parents came from Nyeri, but he is a city boy. So whenever we have stuff happening in Nairobi and in the informal settlements, Ndech has to be there. Manake anajuana na hawa watu wote. Ndio nimesikia amesema korogosho imetajwa akaangalia. Yeah. And also he is the manager of our band. Area inaga. No to manager. Rugo ona tukiina wega ri. He is the man behind that work. Ndiye anatuweka pamoja. So that is Ndech. He is a human rights defender as well. And he is part of this Pan-African movement. This is Nduta. Nduta is my wife. I have saved her on my phone as Comrade Sweetie. Because she's also my comrade.
Mama Jela.
And she's also, umemuuliza kama ako na mtoto. Sasa mtoto wetu ana miaka 2, ule mdogo. Na anaitwa Che. Che Wairimo Dongi. Yeah. She's the only female Che that we know. But her full name is Chelagat
Okay.
named after Chelagat Mutai.
Okay.
Who
Very
was
good.
a freedom fighter. She was part of the 7 or 6 bearded sisters.
The bearded sisters.
Yeah,
yes.
she was the only woman, ironically, in the group of the 7
She was
bearded
the only
sisters.
man in the group.
She was the only man. Yeah, she was really she was really an inspiration. And why we dedicated that name to her is because we felt that Chelagat Mutai is underrated. And if we don't stand on the shoulders of giants, of the people who did, like Mzegetu Kahengeri did, and the Mau Mau did, and you have mentioned Tom Boya, and the Dedan Kimathi, and Mekatililu Wamenza, if we continue to forget these names, then it means we have no future, and we cannot move towards the direction that you are suggesting. So that's how we have said Chelagat Mutai might be not very well known, but now she is alive through our daughter. So that is my wife Nduta.
Okay.
And so I agree entirely on what you're saying, that first and foremost we have to honor those who fought for us. And we are so lucky actually that we have them, some of them around, so that we can continue drinking from the cup of their wisdom, of their courage, and of their vision, so that we know where we are going. So I am very honored also to see you, Mzee.
Oh, thank you, Geduko.
I keep saying Mzee is Rafiki yangu because we know each other from those back in the day, yes. And he has been an inspiration. He has always encouraged us, especially the young people, to continue in the footsteps that they sacrificed to their lives for. So I'm happy to see you again.
Yeah.
Thank you for continuing to inspire us, continuing writing, because writings will never fade away. We will continue to teach those who are behind us. And so I want to thank also Harun, because he's the one who called me and said, I feel we need to go and visit Mzegetu Kahengeri. I said, like you, yes. Actually, the first date bounced because we had to change for some reasons. And so when the other one now today was picked, I also didn't look at the diary again. I say again, yes. And so here I am, and I'm very happy to see you as always. Na katika nyimbo zetu, which will be brought by a comrade, and also Bwana Speaker, yes, sir. Na wakaribisha kwenye event ambayo tutakuwa nayo. We don't know when, but we will be part of the Festac, which he's really organizing for us to attend in Kisumu. Festac was started in 1978. It's an Pan-African cultural market and movement. And so it was dead for a while, but now they have brought it back. So we have been invited there, and so that is one of the places we'll be in May. It's in May. Yeah, at Dunga Hill. I think that's where. Yeah,
that one will attend.
You have to attend. Yes, sir. You'll have to attend. And so some of the music, or all of the music that we do, is inspired by these veterans, because we purely do what people call protest music or liberation music. Tunaitwa field marshals. So thank you very much, Sitapisha hapo. Team going on.